Hello students, in this video of the sacrum, I am going to teach you the attachments, relations of the sacrum, the structures passing through different foramina, sex difference and ossification of the sacrum. Now first coming to the attachments. The interior and posterior edge of the body, the interior and posterior edge of the body of the first sacral vertebra gives attachment to the lowest fibers of the anterior and posterior longitudinal ligaments. Okay, so interior and posterior edges of the first sacral vertebra, body of the first sacral vertebra provides attachment to the lowest fibers of the uh, anterior and posterior longitudinal ligaments. This is the lamina. These are the laminae. So lamina of this vertebra provides attachment to the lowest pairs of the ligamentum flava. Lowest pairs of the ligamentum flava is attached to the lamina of the first sacral vertebra. Okay. Now, rough part of the ala of the sacrum. This rough part of the ala of the sacrum gives origin to the iliacus anteriorly and provides attachment to the lumbosacral ligament posteriorly. So, iliacus is attached anteriorly and lumbosacral ligament it is attached to the posterior part of the ala of the sacrum. Okay, iliacus anteriorly, the lumbosacral ligament posteriorly. The upper part of the ventral sacroiliac ligament, the upper part of the ventral sacroiliac ligament, it is attached to the margins of this ala of the sacrum. It is attached to the margins of the ala of the sacrum. This fan-shaped portion lateral to this body of this first sacral vertebra, it is called as ala. Okay, fan-shaped portion lateral to the body of first sacral vertebra, it is called as ala of the sacrum. Okay, it has anterior smooth part and posterior rough part. The rough posterior part, there is attachment of iliacus anteriorly and lumbosacral ligament posteriorly, and to the margins there is attachment of ventral sacroiliac ligament, upper parts of part of the ventral sacroiliac ligament. Now coming to the attachments on the pelvic surface. To the pelvic surface, there is attachment of the piriformis to the body of the middle three pieces of the sacrum. Bodies of the middle three pieces of the sacrum. There is an E-shape attachment of the uh, attachment of the piriformis. Okay. Now coming to the dorsal surface, attachment of the dorsal surface. Dorsal surface gives origin to the erector spinae along an U-shaped line passing over the spinous and transverse tubercles. This is the spinous tubercles and these are the transverse tubercles. So like there is attachment of the there is attachment of the erector spinae in the U-shaped manner to the spinous and transverse tubercles. Okay, to the spinous and transverse tubercles. Now the area between this area within this U-shaped part, area of the dorsal surface within this U-shaped part, there is attachment of the multifidus. There is attachment of another muscle that is multifidus. So erector spinae it is attached to the spinous and spinous tubercle and transverse tubercle in the U-shaped manner, and area between this within this U-shaped part on the dorsal surface there is attachment of multifidus muscle. There is attachment of multifidus muscle. Now coming to the attachments on the attachment on the lateral surface. The posterior upper in the upper portion it is divided into two parts. Anterior articular and posterior non-articular part. So the posterior non-articular part, which is deeply pitted and rough, it provides attachment to the interosseous and dorsal sacroiliac ligament. It provides attachment to the interosseous and dorsal sacroiliac ligament. The ventral sacroiliac ligament, it is attached to the margin, lateral margin of the ala of the sacrum, and interosseous and dorsal sacroiliac ligament, it is attached to the posterior non-articular part of the lateral mass. Okay. Then coming to the attachment of the gluteus maximus muscle. Gluteus maximus is attached to the lower narrow part of the lateral mass below the articular surface. So this lower narrow part of the lateral mass below this articular surface, there is attachment of the gluteus maximus. So here there is attachment of gluteus maximus muscle. It also provides attachment to the sacrotuberous and sacrospinous ligaments and origin of to the coccygeus muscle. Origin of the coccygeus muscle. This inferior lateral angle of the sacrum, angle of the sacrum provides attachment to the lateral sacrococcygeal ligament. Okay. This inferior lateral angle of the sacrum provides attachment to the lateral sacrococcygeal ligament. Okay. So this is about attachments. Now coming to the relation of the sacrum. The smooth part of the ala of the sacrum, the smooth interior part of the ala of the sacrum, it is related from medial to lateral side to the sympathetic chain, the lumbosacral trunk, the iliolumbar artery, and the obturator nerve. All these structures are overlapped by the psoas major muscle. Okay. So medial to lateral side, there is a relation of sympathetic chain, the lumbosacral trunk, the iliolumbar artery, and the obturator nerve. Now coming to the relation of the pelvic surface. Pelvic surface, it is related in the median. It is related to the median sacral vessels in the median plane. In the median plane, it is related to the median sacral vessels, the sympathetic trunk along the medial margin of the pelvic sacral foramina. Sympathetic trunk along the medial margin of pelvic sacral foramina. Pelvic surface, it is also related to the peritoneum in front of the body of upper 2.5 pieces of the sacrum. Upper 2.5 pieces of the sacrum, it is related to the peritoneum of the it is related to the peritoneum and is interrupted obliquely by the attachment of the medial limb of pelvic mesocolon. Okay, it is interrupted in the it is interrupted obliquely by the attachment of the pelvic mesocolon. While upper 2.5 pieces which is related to the peritoneum, the lower 2.5 pieces of the sacrum, it is related to the rectum. Okay, it is related to the rectum. So this is about a relation of the pelvic surface. Just remember, upper 2.5 pieces are related to the peritoneum, lower 2.5 pieces are related to the rectum. Okay. Now coming to the structures passing through foramina. The pelvic sacral foramina transmits the ventral rami of the upper 4 sacral nerves and lateral sacral arteries. The ventral sacral foramina transmits the ventral rami of upper 4 sacral nerves and the lateral sacral arteries. the dorsal sacral foramina. These are the dorsal sacral foramina which transmits the dorsal rami of the upper four sacral nerves. Dorsal rami of upper four sacral nerves. The structures passing through the sacral canal are the fifth sacral nerve, which the fifth sacral nerve, the structures passing through sacral canal are the sacral nerves, lower sacral nerves, and dura, pia, and arachnoid matter. Okay, while the structures which emerge at the sacral hiatus, are the fifth sacral nerve and a pair of coccygeal nerves. The fifth sacral nerve and a pair of coccygeal nerve. The phylum terminally, it also emerge at the uh, sacral hiatus and attached to the coccyx. So this is about structures passing through different foramina of the sacrum. Now coming to the ossification. Ossification of the sacrum should be considered as ossification of the 5 sacral vertebra. Okay, so there are 21 primary centers, 5 for the body and 10 for the neural arch. Okay, and 10 for the neural arch. And 6 for the costal bars. These are the costal bars: first, second, third, 4, 5, 6. 6 for the costal bar, 5 for the body, and 10 for the neural arch. Okay. Then 14 secondary centers of ossification. 14 secondary center. These are 10 for the epiphysis of the body, and 2 for the epiphysis of the body, that is upper surface and lower surface. Okay, so 5 vertebrae, so 10 epiphysis for the body, each for the upper and lower surfaces. So then the next secondary center, it is for the auricular surface. Okay, 2 for the auricular surface, 2 secondary center of ossification for the auricular surface, and 2 for the margin below the auricular surface. 2 for the margin below the auricular surface. So this is about secondary center of ossification. Again, see the primary center of ossification: 5 for the centrum of the body. Okay, 10 for the neural arches, 6 for the costal bars. Okay, 6 for the costal bars. So together constitute 21. And coming to the secondary center of ossification, 10 for the upper and lower surface of each of the sacral vertebra, individual sacral vertebra, 2 for the auricular surface, and 2 for the area below auricular surface of the lateral mass. The primary center of ossification appears between 2nd to 8th week of intrauterine life. Sorry, 2nd to 8th month of intrauterine life, and fuse with each other between 2nd and 8th year of life. And the secondary center of ossification, they appear at puberty and fuses with the primary center of ossification by 25th year. So this is about ossification of the sacrum. Now coming to the sex difference. Sacrum is one of the bone which is used to determine sex of the individual. First point regarding sex difference, it is the width of the body of first sacral vertebra. It is greater than that of Allah in case of male. Width of the body of first sacral vertebra, it is greater than that of Allah of the sacrum in case of male, and in female both are equal, more or less equal. So just calculate the transverse dimension of the body of first sacral vertebra and match it with the ala of the sacrum. If it is greater, then it is the male sacrum. If it is equal or less, then it is female sacrum. So this is the first point. Now coming to the second point, the concavity of the